been up to, man?
I've been training. I jumped in a fountain of youth so I can stay young.
A fountain of youth? Is that like another word for like TRT or?
No. Young girls, young college girls.
And how's that helping?
Fucking amazing. I feel like a new man.
What can we expect next for you?
Yeah, you know what? I signed I think a 3-4 fight deal with this organization.
World Series of Fighting.
World Series of Fighting. I was supposed to fight tonight. Unfortunately, there was some contract issues with the guy I was going to fight. But I'm looking forward to fighting in January. You know me. I've been getting better and better like wine. More exciting. Fans hate me and love me. Love me, hate me, don't matter. I enjoy what I do. Fuck them.
Why are you getting hate from the fans?
Well, I talk too much and I back it up. So I'm supposed to talk a lot and get my ass kicked, but instead I'm talking a lot and I'm winning. So it's like a conflict of interest with the haters.
What, 155 is still where you're at?
Yeah, 155. Do I look big?
You look good.
166. You know, as you get older, you get heavier, but see, I get smarter. So I got this new black diet. It's called the black diet.
What does that consist of?
I can't tell you that. I have to kill you if I tell you that.
Who are you voting for?
I'm voting for myself.
Oh, you're running for president?
I'm running for fucking president. No, you know what? I don't vote.
Why not?
It really don't make a difference. They put who they want to put in. I don't want to get political because I get a lot of trouble for that shit too. Because you know I'm a very controversial individual. So I want to kind of stay under the radar. It's kind of sabotaged my career lately.
What are your thoughts on the MMA game in the news? Stephen Bonner just tested positive for steroids. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know me and steroids. I'm against it. I think if you train hard, you can get what you want out of it. But, I mean, it's sad that we're in a sport where most of these guys are on steroids, and that's why we need to make more money so these guys can afford to train. And you can kind of balance that scale because guys that are making a lot of money are able to afford the good drugs versus the guys that are not making any money getting stuff off the street. So I think we need to educate the fighters on what they're taking.
You said most fighters are taking performance-enhancing drugs. What percentage would you assume?
You know, I've gave this analogy before. I would say at least 80%, 85%. I mean, you gotta understand what we put our bodies through. The only reason I'm able to do what I do at the rate is because I'm a boring fighter. See, I don't get socked in the face, eyes broke, orbitals busted up.
You consider yourself a boring fighter?
I consider myself a very smart, tactical fighter. You know, I love it. At 43 years old, I can do this shit. This is amazing, natural. People always say it's genetics, but I go bullshit.
How much longer you got in the sport?
And what I'm watching, this new generation as it's evolving, maybe a year, and then I think my old ass, my shit's gonna be outdated. You know, but I am getting a lot better on my feet, so.
Well, what are your thoughts on the TRT? I know how you feel about steroids and stuff.
Man, I don't believe it, man. There's natural, holistic ways to do things. I believe when you chemically imbalance yourself, you're gonna have complications later on in life. Look, for example, I'm 43 years old, and I'm able to compete in this young sport. I'm strong, I feel great, you know what I mean? I'm not sore, but I have a line of supplements that I take that are all organic and natural, premium health products. So there is a way to do it, but it's a lot of discipline, you know?
What else is going on with you, man? Any acting or anything like that coming up for you?
I act every day, man. I love being in front of the camera, I love talking, I love to just start shit everywhere I go.
Why not like the pro wrestling route?
Come on, I can't do that shit.
Why not? Take Mo doing it.
You know, those guys are made for that. Me, I can't see my little black ass flying off some ropes and getting picked up and slammed. I couldn't do it. I may go into commentating because I like to talk, I like to ask questions, I like to be funny, or I may be a male stripper. You know, I feel sexy.
Here in Vegas. Huh?
Yeah, you know how Vegas is.
How's the body shop going?
Awesome. Training, you know, Tyrone Willie, Ease Edwards, just a list of guys. I kind of like to keep that on the DL now because of the politics in the sport and the role that I play in trying to push the Fighters Union. I want to call it the Bruce Lee Act. Going up to Sacramento, battling up against the UFC. I mean...
Well, talk more about that. What do you mean by that?
Well, I was trying to... Actually, it got passed through, unfortunately. You know, a lot of people don't understand what's going on, but when the UFC makes a donation of $80,000 to the commission on the day of a meeting, you know, to kind of construct something positive for fighters. I mean, it's apparent that money talks in this sport, and again, I don't consider it a sport yet until you set up a set of rules and a structured organization that can protect fighters. So I gotta be careful because I get death threats and shit, man. You know, it's
why death threats?
I'm very boisterous. I have a lot of knowledge and information about a lot of stuff that most fighters don't. And I also receive a lot of emails and a lot of fighters that are fighting for the UFC. They can't talk about it. And I would always hold that, you know, private. And they like that realness that I present. And it's once again, it's for the fighters. It's not for me. I'm almost done.
What do you want for the fighters?
I think that when a fighter signs a contract, a fighter should be respected in that contract, not hoard or, oh yeah, you had a bad fight and then you're kicked out. I mean, there's several instances where I've seen the UFC have some great fighters. They fought 1 or 2 bad fights, they kicked them out. Can you imagine if Kobe Bryant played a bad game and the Laker coach just cut him, or he had a bad attitude, or he didn't kiss somebody's ass? I mean, stuff like that. Owning the rights and likeness and imaging of a fighter. Meaning that if a fighter wants to later on pursue an acting or some type of modeling, they only own a percentage of their imaging and likeness. When inventory is sold, like, get 1%. There's guys that did that video that didn't make any money. Are you kidding me? That video made money. Just fairness for fighters, you know. The Ali Act was a very good move for boxers, but I think we should call this one the Bruce Lee Act. You know, there's a lot of things going on that I'm trying to put together, but it's going to take a group of fighters that are done. You've seen Randy buck up against the UFC. You've seen Tito buck up against the UFC.
I think a lot of fighters are intimidated or afraid.
Oh, absolutely. Would you go to work, talk shit about your boss?
Of course not.
You know, I know how it works. I'm a promoter, I'm a fighter, I'm a manager, I'm a trainer, so I understand how the business works, and I think we just need to come in the middle where it's fair. You know, but it's great when you have World Series fighting. These guys are going to be able to balance the scale a tad bit, and hopefully in the long run we get more and more organizations, and that there will fix the problem.
I'm looking forward to following the progress.
Thank you, brother.
Tone, thanks for the time.